How's it going, everyone? Yes, I'm back here with another video, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. Today, we are back in sunny, beautiful Florida, and the reason why we're here is because Bentley, the car company, is building a tower, a luxury condominium. And what's great about it is they've got a whole bunch of cars that they're letting us test drive and play around with for a couple hours. So we are going to head over to the Bentley Residence Presentation Center, and we're going to go and get to play around with the Continental GT, the Flying Spur, and the Bentayga. And I'm really excited to talk a little bit about those with you. But before we get into the video, my name is Yosef. I happen to be a car enthusiast with 3 kids, and I used to sell cars in the past. So if you're interested in my perspective, please consider subscribing. All right, now on with the video. Welcome everyone to the beautiful Bentley Residence Presentation Center. And we've got the absolutely beautiful Continental GT Speed right here in the front. And this is a very special car in Bentley's lineup because you get this blend of not only beautiful styling on the outside and this grand touring coupe shape, but you also get unbelievable amenities on the inside and over 700 horsepower, 738 pound-feet of torque, and you can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.8 seconds, which is 911 GT3 territory. Insane coming from a car of this size. So let's take a look at this absolutely beautiful Continental GT. It is one of my favorite Bentleys that they've made, and when Bentley first came out with the Continental GT, to be honest with you, I thought it was pretty ugly, but it's grown and matured in such a nice way, and I absolutely love the way this thing looks now. One thing that's very special about the Continental GT that people forget about is when it first debuted, it came out with a 6-liter W12 engine, which is a derivative of what you would have had in the Bugatti Veyron. And that is a crazy thing to have in a car. Although now we've kind of migrated a little bit to that hybrid with a V8 engine and something a bit more modest that's easier to, well, let's call it maintain. When someone is in the market for the best luxury vehicle, automatically you think about Rolls-Royce. And I think that might be a bit of a mistake because Bentleys offer 90% of what a Rolls-Royce offers, but you also get that dual personality with the sportiness. And to me, that is what makes the brand so special. And taking a look at the interior of this Continental GT, you've got a mix of really amazing quality materials. You've got that sort of diamond pattern, almost looks like a wave on the door card, all this stitching and leather. You've got metal grates for the speakers, and you've got the lit up Bentley logo there and the first edition logo. And taking a look at the steering wheel and the seats and the overall cockpit of the Continental GT, it's a really nice blend of modern design, elegance, quality, craftsmanship, and just overall design excellence. And I love the way these seats look. You've got the Alcantara in the middle, the leather on the outside, all the buttons on the side, and they are supremely comfortable and massaging and cooled and heated. And you've got more of that diamond quilting in there as well. You've got the Bentley B on the brake pedal, and you've got all these great buttons that allow you to have that tactile feel when cruising around in your Bentley. The mark of a true luxury car is having an analog clock in the middle, and that to me is so special. I love what Bentley has done here. They've kept things very simple, but still reminiscent of older cars. And because this is the speed model, the fast one, you've got all this carbon fiber everywhere, which just looks incredible. Now we're going to take a look at another Continental GT, and the reason why I wanted to show you this one is just how amazingly configurable these cars are. I mean, when you order a Continental GT from the factory, you have an endless amount of customizations you can do, from the colors of the leather to the materials on the center console and the armrests and all of that, and it just looks exquisite. This is such an interesting design combination, and again, you get to see all the quilted leather on the seats, and this one doesn't have the Alcantara in the middle. It's full leather all around, but you've got a great combination of colors here and contrasting, and I love that metallic section in the middle instead of having just a gloss black. And a cool touch is that B on the shift knob. That's how you put the car into gear. It's almost like you're firing a missile or doing something crazy. I love that. And if you take a look at the back seats, well, you don't have a lot of room back there, but it is really nice. You've got all the amenities back there still. The seats are beautiful and have the same quilting and design and all the contrast that you have in the front, even though probably nobody is ever going to sit back there. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a driving clip of myself in the car driving because I didn't have a lot of time to set everything up, and I was in a bit of a rush to get the Continental GT on the road. But I have to say, the drive was sublime. It was super quiet. The exhaust note was incredible. Even though it was a very quiet cabin, there is an immense amount of power, and it is delivered in a very predictable way. I've driven Rolls Royces in the past, and those obviously are incredibly soft. This gives you a bit more of a sporty edge, and I have to say the combination of the luxury and the sportiness just is, in my opinion, the sweet spot. Now, if you are interested in the Continental GT, but 2 doors just doesn't work for your lifestyle, don't worry, Bentley's got you covered with the Flying Spur. This is a full-sized sedan. You've got an incredible amount of space inside, basically the same sort of specs that you would have for the Continental GT, just in 4-door version, and the interior is even more luxurious, especially in the back end. This is a car that's designed for you to be chauffeured in. Now, this should give you a little bit of an experience of being driven in the back seat of the Flying Spur. We've got Eyal Melamed, the CEO of Nadlan in Miami, driving us around, and it is quite an experience. And that screen you see in the center is actually one of the party pieces of Bentleys. It can flip around into 2 other options. Instead of having that navigation screen, you can have a few other gauges, and it can just kind of blend in with the background. Next, we got a chance to take a look at the Bentayga, and this is the SUV version of the Flying Spur. A little bit cheaper than the others, but actually is a great value for money. It's a lot cheaper than the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, and again offers you the same really awesome styling and sporty dynamics, as well as exhaust sound, which you can take a listen to now. I'll let you see a little bit more of the interior of the Bentayga. It is quite beautiful. If you take a look at the different types of materials and the way that it's designed, it really does look modern, but it also has that retro styling. And I love the way they've incorporated the screen and all the buttons, and even those little knobs that you pull out to open and close the vents just looks so cool. After our fun driving around with the vehicles, we went to the showroom where they basically had a mock-up of what the units would look like for the Bentley Tower. And what's really cool is what we're looking at now is the garage space inside the unit. So you take an elevator up with your cars and they'd be able to be parked right in front of your unit. And you'll see we've got a nice display here of a few Bentleys that kind of give you a look and feel for what it might be like. And it's just so cool seeing these here. And you can tell they really prioritized not only the ability to have your cars as sort of centerpieces for your unit, but also this is a building that's designed for car enthusiasts, people who love their cars, and the units themselves, they really reflect that. You've got some amazing amenities in there. They look great, but they also have styling cues from the Bentleys. So a lot of that diamond stitching and quilting that we saw before in the cars, you get a lot of that sort of in the interior of the units, which I think is a really cool touch and shows that it's not just a name. It's also incorporating those designs into the building and the design of the units. And with that, I'll end there. But if you're interested in any information about the Bentley Towers, please contact Eyal Melamed, Nadlan in Miami. He will be more than happy to help you out with that. But otherwise, I wanted to thank everybody so much for taking the time to watch the video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing and liking and sharing the video. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one.